Who else like me loves setting New Year's resolutions? I love it. It feels good. It's a new beginning, it's a new chapter, it's another trip around the sun. And it's a great feeling to plan the next coming year, this year that has arrived or is about to arrive. And we expect so much from this year and from ourselves, which is kind of interesting. And a little sad because by the end of January, 92% of people will give up on their New Year's resolution. But why do so many people give up? Well, it's actually because it's really hard to change the behavior. And a lot of times I think we underestimate how much goes into a change. Because we as human beings will love to stay comfortable, will love to stay the same. Our ego doesn't like change. Our ego doesn't like progress. It feels like death to our ego when we grow and progress. It wants to stay the same. It wants to keep those limiting beliefs. It likes our limitations. It's used to them. It's comfy. So if you're focusing on the action and that's the only thing you're focusing on, it's going to be really hard to stick to it. So let's talk about how can we be the ones that succeed in our New Year's resolutions. You see, because our ego wants us to stay the same, we actually need to reprogram our mind to become the person that does the thing that we want to accomplish. Let's say you want to start running 5 days per week, but you see yourself as someone who lays on the couch all day and is kind of like a couch potato. Chances are you will go out to run for a few days or weeks at most, but then your couch potato self-image will win. In order to run 5 days per week, you need to see yourself as a runner, as someone who loves running, even if you don't yet. If you want to go vegan or mostly plant-based like I did, you can't see yourself as a meat eater giving up meat. You have to see yourself as a plant eater. If you're trying to quit smoking, you should see yourself as a non-smoker rather than someone who is quitting smoking. One way to reprogram your mind into believing that you're the person who does the thing that you want to do, like running, is to say an affirmation to yourself every morning. Now, I'm not going to tell you that this is takes, a day or two. This is a lengthy process and it takes time to reprogram your mind. But hopefully using all of these tools that I'm going to share with you in this video, it's going to be a breeze. It's going to be so easy. So let's get started. The first thing you're going to do is tell yourself in the morning something like, I love running. I am a runner. I am so much into running. And like with any affirmations, I always recommend putting as much emotion into what you're saying as you can possibly master. Because emotion is energy in motion. That's what creates the energy, reprograms your mind, but also motivates you. If you tell yourself, I love running every single day, even if you don't believe it at first, it's actually gonna settle in and you're gonna start loving running. I actually do this with creativity, and when I started this YouTube channel, I was telling myself every morning, one, that I'm limitless creativity, which actually makes me more creative in ways that I have never even considered to be creative things. With cooking or when I journal, I used to, obviously it's a creative thing, like the writing part itself, but now I feel more inclined to make the journal pretty and everything, which was never really my thing. I write in my journal for like a script to manifest. And if you haven't seen my videos on scripting, by the way, they're right here, and I will link them down below as well. But also gratitude and other types of healing exercises or uplifting exercises or reprogramming exercises. So I journal for like a purpose, if you know what I mean. But recently I started adding like art almost into it. Well, at least to me it's art, and it's my journal, so it doesn't really matter what anybody else thinks. But I think it's pretty awesome that like my affirmation makes my creativity spill out into other areas of my life. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. And I used to tell myself every morning how much I love being in front of the camera, because I'm kind of I love it, but at the same time, if you film videos yourself, you probably know it's kind of awkward. Like, it's an awkward thing to be doing, to be sitting and talking to an anonymous object. Even though I know I'm talking to you guys, and I'm super grateful that people watch my channel and subscribe. Like, people see my videos and they're like, oh, I want to see more of that. Like, I'm really, really grateful. That's pretty freaking amazing to me. So yeah, write your affirmation and make yourself excited. Write something exciting. Write the affirmation that will excite you. And here's the key. Say it to yourself every morning as soon as you wake up. I would say, if you can remember, try to say it to yourself before you even open your eyes. But if you can't remember, just say it to yourself as soon as you can remember. And say it to yourself right before you go to sleep. And the reasons for that, and if you watch this channel, you're probably tired of hearing this, but some people are new, so welcome. And this thing is what I say every day. I took hypnosis a semester in college of HMI. The name of it is HMI. H stands for hypnosis and I for institute, and I don't remember what the M stands for. But regardless, I took that semester and I learned a lot about hypnosis. Obviously, it takes a lot more than one semester to be a certified hypnotist, but I did learn a lot. If you know that we go to a hypnotist, for example, and they hypnotize us and reprogram our mind or help us get through like an anxiety or a fear or something, or gain more confidence or whatever it is, because our mind is very programmable when we are hypnotized. Well, actually, throughout the day we go through several hypnotic states, and the best one that I can think of, well, there's two. When you wake up, like right when you wake up, or even as you're waking up, and as you're falling asleep. That's why I always say, try to like put on affirmations, if you listen to affirmations, to put them on and listen to them while you are falling asleep. Because as you're falling asleep, your mind goes into that hypnotic state, and you're pretty much hypnotizing yourself to, to believe this affirmation and to take it into your subconscious mind, because your conscious mind is very chatty, so we need to bypass that conscious mind, that monkey mind, because that can get doubtful, or you can get self-conscious. A lot of people have self-worth issues to no fault of their own. It's just that when we're children, we're often faced with the situations that result in self-worth issues when we grow up. And it could be something as innocent as as simple, I'm gonna say, as a teacher looking at you the wrong way and you interpreting it as, you're not very smart, and then you believing that. So anyway, that's a whole huge topic, but just know that to bypass that chatty mind, we need to pretty much go into hypnotic state. And yes, affirmations work even through the chatty minds. You can be saying the affirmations, and if you cultivate enough excitement and You know, you see yourself as a powerful person who can program their mind. They still work. They still work even when your mind is chatty, but they work 100 times better when you're in that hypnotic state. When you're just like falling asleep, your mind is not chatty at all anymore, because the chatty mind stops. And as I said, when you just wake up, so the closer to sleep when you're going to sleep and the closer to sleep when you're waking up are the perfect times for affirmations. Humans are pretty awesome, and we can accomplish a lot, but we can accomplish so much more, like so much more, when we have the support of others. We were meant to support each other. Human beings were meant to support each other. When you find that you want to do something and accomplish something, doing it alone is really hard. Doing it without any group or somebody who supports you in it is tough. And that's a huge reason why a lot of people fail at their goals, because they don't have an adequate support system. Of course, times are super weird right now, and you know, it's really hard because it's not like you can go out to meetups and meet other people who are doing your thing. Like, I had another YouTube channel before this one, and that was like 7 years ago, long story. But to motivate myself and kind of like be around other people who are also doing YouTube, I actually went to meetups that, you know, that were for YouTuber meetups. And there are like vegan meetups, there are, I'm sure you know, lots and lots of different meetups. But obviously meeting up with people, not very responsible, and this is just not the time to be meeting up with people. But there are other options. There are many Facebook groups. There's literally a Facebook group for almost anything. Like, I moved to Colorado and immediately I found Colorado hiking groups, Colorado dog owner groups, and things like that. Immediately there is some sort of community for almost anything. So I say go find a Facebook group, like a support group for yourself. If running is what you're trying to do, or exercising, find a workout group or runners group. There are plenty. I used to run, and I was in a lot of runners groups, so I know they exist. If what you're trying to accomplish is, let's say, going vegan, there are plenty of vegan groups. There's even like a new vegan group that is for new vegans who are learning, and like more experienced vegans that are there to kind of help guide you. As you can probably tell, I'm in that group because when I went plant-based, it's really tough. Like, my husband eats mostly plant-based, but he does still eat some meat, and he does still eat some dairy. And that change would have been so much tougher if I had to do it alone. If I didn't have anybody to ask questions, anybody to like encourage me and support me. And it's so nice to see that you're not alone, and that, though, you know, the little hiccups that you're experiencing when you're starting something new are not unusual. It's so motivating. Also, with anything, but running is another good example. And you don't know if other people are experiencing it too. So the community aspect is very important. It's a well-known psychological fact that we all need a community to thrive. And that's why, you know, all those Alcoholics Anonymous and Narcotics Anonymous and all those communities, pretty much for any addiction, be it gambling, be it food, all those communities exist because it's harder, it's like 1,000 times harder to change when you're doing it on your own. So yeah, join a group, and if it's running, you can meet up with people outside and run, you know, keeping a safe distance and being as safe as possible. But I think when you're outside, it's much safer. So yeah, be creative in ways to find a community, and remember, every obstacle is an opportunity to be creative. And now don't forget to give me a like, that really helps out the channel. And if you like this sort of content, on this channel we talk about manifesting, law of attraction, personal development, spiritual development, and I want you to live your best life. So if you like that sort of thing, don't forget to subscribe and hit that little bell icon so you can know anytime I post a new video or go live.